My name is Javier Leiva. I'm the pastor of El Divino Redentor United Methodist Church in McAllen, and we also have a church service here in this colonia twice a month on Saturdays. And normally we average between 50 and 70 just from this area in our services, plus whatever comes from our church. And so it's been a blessing. We're going on our 4th year services here, and it's been a blessing. God has done a lot of great miracles and healings, and God answering prayers, and people are very grateful. And we're bringing new hope to some of the families. And with all the construction that's being done in the past 3 or 4 years, it's been a different story for the families. At least they have better living conditions, and they feel a lot better about themselves, and they see how God has worked through the different groups that have come, and especially God doing what He does best, and is taking care of His people. So it's been a blessing, and I'm very grateful for all the different groups that come.
And how about a little bit about the house we worked on last year, and what's going on with that church?
Okay, you're talking about Los Ébanos, which was...
No. They had the services with the carport?
Yes, that's Los Ébanos.
Okay.
That's on south of Mission.
South of Mission.
Yeah, that's our other... This colonia here is Los Naranjos. We have services here twice on Saturdays, or during the month on Saturdays. Los Ébanos, which is the house you all worked on last year, that was going on 3 years. And that one's also growing, and we already have an extended ministry off of that, and another home, another Bible study, another group. We had 18, and most of them were couples, which was awesome.
How much has it grown in the last year?
Back then we were averaging 28, 30. Now it's about 40, 45.
So that's
just
good.
there.
That's good.
Just on that one.
The work we did was
yes.
good. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's been awesome, and I mean they're again very grateful.
So Joe's question and my question was, you mentioned that Pedro and his family is undocumented.
Yes.
And we're helping an undocumented family, and some people have problems with that. How do you respond to that?
Well, they're God's people, and for Jesus there's no boundaries, and for Jesus there's no ethnicity, and He don't. There's no religion involved. It's the need, and there's a need, and we need to meet the need. I was hungry and you fed me. I was thirsty and you gave me thirst, and I was naked, you gave me clothes. That's what we are called to do. That's what Jesus came to do. He came to the ones that needed it, not the ones that had it. So that's why, to me, it's a Jesus thing. It's the right thing to do, and it's not about me, or it's not about it's about the need. To me, that's what keeps me. And again, I just want to bring some hope.
That's right. Bring some hope,
and if I can help with better living and for them, praise God. If I can get them out of the colonia, it'd be a lot greater. Okay, because this is what they know, and this is what they can afford.
Place to live,
and then get to work and get your parents out of here. Get your family out of here, whatever.
Yeah.
So, thanks.
There's many other families probably in the same situation, but what about this family? Why were this family chosen?
Well, to me, when I start talking to because I'm a people person. So when they come to the service, I want to get to know them. They're not just somebody else that just came to visit, or with us, or worship with us. I want to get to know them, and they don't have to tell me I need help, because I can see it. Okay, I can see that they need help because they didn't ask for it. They did not ask for the help. Okay, but once I saw the boarded windows and the and when I saw the inside, I said, "Wow!" And he's a worker, and he's trying, to provide for his family. He's trying to do the best for his family as much as he can. But it's the economy here is not as great, and when you don't have a steady job, it makes it a lot harder. And when you're afraid that you may not come back, it makes it even worse. You know. So, and that's why, again, my heart is with them because of their struggle and their fears, and yet they're out there working. You know, making a living, trying to make it, trying to provide.
But I know a lot of, they would say they're good Christians who call undocumented people illegal aliens, and they're breaking the law.
Yeah.
So what should I say to these folks?
Well, they're here to provide for their families. Where they come from, there's either struggle with the government. I mean, if my family was in harm's way, I'd try to get them out whatever way I could, regardless of the risk, because they do risk their lives, you know, trying to cross. It's a lot harder to cross now than it was before. A lot of those things, you know, these people suffer a lot on their way, in their journey, that we take it for granted. You know, there's a lot of people that don't make it. They drown in the river, or they're put in a place in the back of a trailer, and they're left there and they die. You know, or they live in a room, or they're, you know, whatever. And so it's a risk that they're willing to take to provide for the families. Hoping on immigration reform.
Yeah.
Okay. And I don't know if their son was born here. If he is, then we've got to wait till he's 21 so he can ask for them to become citizens. So, but that's normally what happens. A lot of the kids are born here.
Yeah.
They don't know anything in Mexico. Okay. And the parents can't go back in there because they would have to struggle to get back. So a lot of them, you know, families die and they can't go. Families get sick and they can't go. So, I mean, and technically now they're not from over there and they're not from here either. So they're cut in the middle. You know, and I look at it like, you know, when Joseph got the dream to get out and go to Egypt because harm was coming towards their son. That's what they've done. You know, harm was coming to their family, so they needed to survive. So this is the way that I believe God directed them to get here. You know, so, and God's grace is with them because they survive. You know, they survive, and again, it's by God's grace. Jesus has no borders. You know, we make our own borders sometimes, and, you know, and of course because of governments and countries, but Jesus doesn't have any borders. Everybody's the same. He loves everyone the same. We're all His children, good and bad. We are His children. You know, I mean, His creation and His grace, and Jesus died for everyone.
Thanks a lot for coming by.
Oh, no problem.